Welcome to My Life and Coasters, and today I'm going to be talking about everything that's new for 24 at the Thorpe Park Resort. Now, if you haven't already, go and check out my last video talking about everything that's new for 24 at the Alton Towers Resort. In this video, I'll be talking about everything that's new for 2024 at Thorpe Park. There's loads to talk about at Thorpe Park. It's Thorpe Park's biggest ever year, as well as 2024 being a big year for Thorpe Park. The end of 2023 was as well, because they announced a lot of things like the name and soundtrack for Hyperia, a bit of a new sort of logo and branding. The start of when they released that, and not a lot of people were a fan of it, but I'll get onto that later in this video. As well as that, just 2024 is going to be an absolutely massive year for the resort. Just some of the things they've got coming is the Big Easy Boulavard, loads of Sparkle project updates, and Hyperia. Hyperia being the big one of those. So I'm going to start off by talking about Hyperia. I've said the word Hyperia a lot in there, but not as much as someone else has. So the Thorpe Park Resort will be opening Hyperia in 2024. But it's coming along really well as Hyperia. There's a lot of updates Thorpe Park are posting to their social media pages, especially the pass holder group. I went down to the Monk's Walk, which is the pathway that runs along the side of the Hyperia construction site about a month ago or 2 months ago now. It was really cool to see it then. But now there's a lot more vertical construction that's taken place. We can see the Immelman has actually been completed. The dive loop, the inversion of that sort of being completed. There's just a little bit of linking up that needs to be done there. Work has started on the main lift hill structure, or the support structure to take that lift hill. And as you can see from here, I'm just going to put loads of photos on the screen now of all the construction over the last sort of week. Now, as well as that, the station, that's looking quite good. They've put some new theming and stuff. Well, theming, I'd call it more sort of just making it look nice and not so plain and sort of just one colour all over the station. So that's good to see. And the track isn't far from being completed now. We can see that outer bank out of the station. That's looking very steep, so I'm very excited to see what that's like to ride. And all that really needs to be done now is the lift hill and then connecting the dive loop with the other parts of the track. Hyperia, the vertical construction is going brilliantly. I reckon track's going to be complete. I reckon it's sort of going to be complete in the next 10 days, I'm going to guess. And we should see that completed, hopefully. Now, as for when Hyperia is going to open, we've got a lot of people saying that it's going to be like the 24th of March. Thorpe Park have changed their opening day this year to a Sunday, which is great to see. I don't think there's any way that Hyperia is opening for the 24th. I mean, we're looking at less than, 6 weeks away for that now. And the ride still hasn't got the tallest point constructed. I think it's still got like 50 feet to go until it's at its maximum height. So another date I saw thrown around was Thorpe Park's 45th anniversary. Now that was on the 24th of May. Now this is one I think is extremely likely for it to open. I do think we're a little bit tight in it opening for that, but they have said it's going to be spring, and obviously summer starts middle of June. Then it would sort of make sense to be the 24th of May, but no one really knows anything at the minute. If I was to take a guess, I'm going to say that it's going to be the start of the summer holidays in mid to end of July. Now, I know they've said it's going to be spring, but with the way the project's coming along, I do think it's going to be a little bit delayed, but they're also going to want it open for the summer holidays. So I'm going to say the start of the summer holidays. Let me know your guesses down below in the comments for the opening date of Hyperia. That is all for Hyperia, really. That's not all that's taking place at Thorpe Park. The other thing is their Sparkle project. Now, the Sparkle project, I do think it's not getting sort of enough attention because of Hyperia, and I mean, rightly so. Hyperia is a massive ride, but the amount they must be spending and work they're doing on other areas of the park. For example, here we'll start off with Colossus. That's had I think it's a 60% repaint. They've added loads of new theming. As we can see, there's this sort of like a portal structure that I guess is going to go into place at some point. That looks awesome. New theming, and I think it's really going to sort of give more people an idea on Colossus's theme, because I've sort of got a very, very vague idea of what Colossus is themed around. but now I think it's really going to make sense, which is great, and it's just looking so much more fresh. And Colossus, it didn't look great before, so that's great to see. Now, moving on from there then, we've got Stealth, and now Stealth has had a load of work done. Now, I'm quite surprised about this, because if I was to talk about any one part of the park that needs TLC, Stealth isn't the first place I'd go. Then that's maybe because I've not been on it that much. I've only ever been on it once, so I can't really I don't notice the little parts of the Stealth station that they have repainted, but they've given it a full repaint. They've added new signage and stuff, slightly more theming, and I think it looks so much better with this white, red and black colour scheme. Also a lot of new sort of landscaping taking place around the park. We can see just some stuff sort of by where tidal wave splashdown is, and under Stealth supports here. Yeah, this is all sort of landscaping I'm talking about happening with Hyperia. Just nice sort of grass areas like that would be great to see. Now, as well as that, tidal waves had a totally new bridge, which is great because that definitely did look quite tired. I do wonder if the Oasis sponsorship will be coming back, or if the I don't know, is it like a contract or something for that sponsorship, if that's ended now, so that's why they're replacing it. I'm not too sure on that one. We'll have to see when Thorpe Park reopens. But yeah, that is loads of the stuff happening with the Sparkle project. I can't talk about everything, but here's a couple more pictures from the Sparkle project. Now on to Thorpe Park's another big thing happening in 2024. I know this is getting quite a long video, there's so much to talk about. Yeah, it's Big Easy Boulevard. Now this is a sort of a revamp for the old Angry Birds land. They've ripped out all the old Angry Birds theming. Yeah, it's going to be sort of going to this permanent Mardi Gras area. Now, I know loads of people, especially Theme Park Worldwide, mentioned a few years ago, they'd love to see a permanent Mardi Gras area. Now, yeah, it's finally happened. It's going to be that sort of permanent Mardi Gras area, and I think it's really going to work, especially for the event at the resort. But yeah, it's going to include a retheme of a few rides, including the Dodgems from, I think it was King Pig's Wild Hog Dodgems, which is a massive name, and I think that's the first time I've said it on camera. But yeah, it's going to be renamed into the Gas Station Dodgems, I think. That's going to look quite fresh. I don't think it's going to look quite as good as it does on the concept art. Then nothing really does it? Yeah, as well as that, you've got Detonator. That's keeping its same name. But then Detonator, it's quite an easy name to keep. It's going to be fireworks themed. I think this looks absolutely awesome, but I am quite concerned it's not going to look as good as the concept art. Yeah, now Big Easy Boulevard will be opening on the 24th of March, along with the rest of the resort. Yeah, I do think that looks absolutely awesome. I can't wait to have a walk around the area, and will I actually do Detonator? Who knows? There's also the 4D cinema in the area. Now, they've said there's a new film for that. No idea what it's going to be. I imagine it'll relate to the area, at least I hope so. Or maybe something to do with Stealth, that'll be really cool. But I also do think they'll want to keep it sort of a family film, because I think Thorpe Park, they do need to sort of focus on bringing some more family attractions in. So keeping that more of like a family film would be a good idea, because they've obviously got the Dodgems in that area as well. Now that is everything to talk about with the Thorpe Park Resort mainly. You've got the Sparkle project, Big Easy Boulevard, and Hyperia, the massive coaster, opening in 2024. Now, a couple of other things I want to talk about is merchandise. Thorpe Park's merchandise, I think it became really weird the last couple of years. There was some quite odd stuff, especially with like the old Infinity logo without saying Thorpe Park. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of all the merchandise. I really hope that there's going to be some awesome stuff with this new logo. They've also got a new soundtrack for the park. I think that's going to be awesome. Then obviously the logo, I imagine that everything will have that new logo on now. At first, I really didn't like that logo, but I really sort of come around to it, and I do quite like it now. I like the simplicity of it and how it sort of fits with what Thorpe Park is. It's going to be nice and simple. They can change it around. Yeah, that is it for this video, talking about Thorpe Park. In my next video, I'll be talking about the Legoland Windsor Resort. There's a couple of things to talk about in that video. But anyway, let me know down in the comments below if you're excited for the 2024 season at the Thorpe Park Resort, and I'll see you in the next one.